helping make your life easier. Moms Every Day.
Welcome to Moms Every Day. I'm your host, Jen Lennon. Today I'm joined by Kevin Thibodeau. He is, of course, the owner of Western Roofing Specialists. Kevin, welcome back.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
It's always good to have you here, Kevin. Now, raindrops keep falling from my head. Moisture's been around, but should things be falling from our heads under our roofs? Should we feel leaks from our roofs, Kevin? What should we expect as far as a roof goes?
Well, you shouldn't have water coming through your roof.
Okay.
Obviously not. The idea of having a leak in your roof, though, boils down to how watertight we can expect a roof to be.
All right.
If you build a roof in Seattle, Washington, their expectation of watertight is different than our expectation of watertight in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
Also, a roof in Seattle is going to cost you close to 3 times what a roof in Colorado Springs would cost you.
So we can't expect a roof to be necessarily like a submarine, right?
Right, that's exactly right. That's a good point, yeah. You can't make roofs submarine-style watertight.
Okay.
It is kind of a relative term, but generally you shouldn't have water, coming through there. But last September, we had these torrential rains of 4 inches in 72 hours. There were roofs leaking then that had never leaked ever in the same spot.
But that was so unusual for our climate, right?
That's right.
And so people might have experienced leaks then, and they'll never have that problem again?
That's right. And unless the same conditions apply, they'll never have a problem again.
Okay.
But generally, roofs leak where they change angles.
Okay,
That's
so explain the science of that. Yeah, explain that.
If you have a flat surface and it's just flat, the water runs smoothly over. Well, if you have a flat surface and the water hits something and goes straight up, well, right there, right at that angle, that's leak potential right there. So
Okay.
Skylights, chimney corners, pipes, anything on a roof where a roof changes angles is a potential leak area. And the more radical the angle change, the higher the possibility of leak in that area. So when a homeowner is looking to do some tune-up on the roof and they're trying to figure out how to keep water from coming in advance, you call out a roofer like Western Roofing Specialist, and we come out and that's what we look at. We look at the angles, we look at the skylight corners, the chimney flashings, we look at pipe boots and things like that, all those things where potential leaks can come in.
So if you're having someone, I suppose, inspect your roof, which is a good thing to do then, you're saying every couple of years, get up there and look at it.
Right.
Really emphasize for them to talk to you about those angles, right?
Talked about the angles. The other thing is, if you do get a leak in your house, it's important that the roofer know. If your water only comes in when the wind is blowing hard from the north sideways, that's really important for a roofer to know.
Okay.
So if you just notice a leak and you can't tell them what the conditions were that it comes in, it makes it more difficult for them to troubleshoot and figure out what that leak is.
So you
because
kinda gotta-
water behaves differently.
Sure, so you kind of got to be your own Sherlock Holmes,
Yes.
basically, right?
Yes.
Be a good observer and take notes of when this leak is happening, what the weather is doing. Maybe does time of day matter, or if it could have to do with pipes, maybe?
Yeah, time of day could matter, but the other one is just making note of when it happens and the conditions that it happens.
Okay.
And you do. Sometimes the only way to really find a leak is to actually go see it when it's actually leaking.
Okay.
Because it's not an easy thing. It's not an exact science, and water has a mind of its own, and it'll go places and run and travel. It'll come in 10 feet from where it's actually entering the roof. So they're not easy to find. So knowing exactly what the conditions are there.
That's a huge help to you. So if people want to have their roofs inspected, do they call you, and how
Yep.
often should they do that?
They should have it at least once a year, especially if you have a roof with a lot of valleys, a lot of angle changes. If you got just a straight gable roof, it's not probably as important. But if you've got one of those custom homes, you had a lot of valleys, a lot of skylights, 3 or 4 chimneys, it's a good idea to at least once a year have your roof looked at and have all those angle changes looked at.
Great information today, Kevin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me today and every day. I'm your host, Jen Lennon, for Moms Every Day.
Visit Moms Every Day online or on the go through our Moms Every Day app. Download it today to find local solutions for you and your family.